The guest experience is the foundation of hospitality. And as our work lives and off hours activities blend more and more, experiences for residences are becoming more and more important for developers to stay competitive. I'm Rebecca Luong, and with me is Courtney Taylor. And this is how hospitality applies to the residential experience. Courtney, what do you think? We play this game between hospitality and residential, and they blur all the time. What are you seeing?
Yes, I am definitely seeing, Rebecca, how hospitality has really transitioned into the residential experience, where all of those components that we would typically see in a hospitality and a hotel experience are becoming a part of the residential experience. What about you, Rebecca? What do you think?
I agree. It's just a matter of a time scale. A guest really thinks about their stay and their experience in one day. And now we have this intermediate space of long-term guest stays, but short-term residential experiences that look at something in the month term. And then your traditional lease for a resident is 1 year. And that's been our platform for designing residential. But it's so fluid between them that we're almost designing to any and all of those timescales. Maybe the next question I would have is what happens when we think about the resident and their interface in the community? Because that tends to be something that you commit to with a little bit longer time frame in mind. What are you seeing?
Oh, absolutely. I believe that the resident is wanting a sense of community. And they're also wanting things at their fingertips. They want to be able to walk out from their unit, from their tower or residence, and be able to get everything they need, from a grocer to a local restaurant that they want to experience on a regular basis, as well as those just basic needs and amenities. So they're wanting to be able to walk out and get those needs met. What do you think about that, Rebecca?
I agree. We've looked in various cities where the offering is there for even third-party groups to come in and become that dry cleaning or laundry service or the concierge service, and the ability to, again, have that seamless hospitality service aspect to how you live, but doing so in a way that is less about making that change each night to a new city or a new hotel. It's very much part of the residential experience. What are you seeing when we get into the building? Are there changes there that start to feel more or less hotel-like?
Yes. Just most recently, I experienced a residence that had a bar. It had a full bar and happy hour that happened every night. It wasn't for the outside, for the public. It was for the residents, for them to have an opportunity to get to know each other, to hang out, to spend time together. And they had that available to their residents in the evenings and on the weekends. And so if you go to a hotel, you expect that. You expect to come into that hotel and there be a bar there for you to socialize and experience. And we're seeing some of those elements literally transition right into our residential projects.
Oh, that's exciting. And particularly in this current climate where people are coming together again and craving social and redefining social, I would say that the other piece to that is also wellness and fitness. And what does that mean? Because we are also very focused on self just as much as community. Are you seeing fitness and any trends that may be coming into residential that's informed by the current state?
Absolutely. As you know, no matter what the product type or project type, fitness and wellness is increasingly becoming at the top of the leaderboard, if you will, of priorities. And residents are wanting to be well and to be fit, and they want to take better care of themselves. And so the fitness spaces in these residential projects are constantly growing. And then they're also kind of expanding to the outside because those residents want to be able to have that indoor-outdoor experience as they seek out to be more well and more fit. And so you're seeing dedicated spaces for yoga and for training and be able to, especially in those beautiful climate weather places, so that you can have those experiences throughout the community.
Oh, I agree. And even one step further than on that lens of what's important at the individual level is the unit. And I'm sure, just as we were able to take a deep dive into some of our own Gensler research recently, the unit and that satisfaction for residents seem to be interconnected. What are you seeing in terms of size of unit or layouts, or just what expectations of residents are coming from how we're now looking at units freshly?
Yes. Well, units are the heartbeat of the project, right? If they really are the majority of what makes up these residential projects. So the units have to be laid out in such a way that draw those tenants into the building. And so the more smaller units in our more urban environments, they're getting really, really small. And it's because those residents are more concerned about the community that we were talking about earlier and having that full experience. Even our suburban environments are having to cater and have more of those more urban experiences. But on the other end of the spectrum, you've got these larger units that are being asked for, so that there is a mother-in-law suite or a place for your Peloton bike or home office. And so even the 1-bedrooms are growing to make room for those needs. But you told me something really interesting about those smaller units. Can you elaborate to everyone who's listening?
Sure.
About that?
It's really that comparison to hospitality. And so if you put your hotel design hat on and you're looking at 350 square feet, that's a very, very generous guest room. In fact, it may start to knock on the door of being a small suite. And so your experiences in that environment just seem to be endless. And then when we switch over and speak about residential units and we say 350 square feet, you get a completely different response. And it's very, very small. It starts to, just as you said, treat more so the importance towards the amenity spaces, but it's all relative, and it shows that we can sort of design to either end of the spectrum in ways that are just about finding the right opportunities. And so I think that hospitality and residential pairing is here to stay.
I believe so. I think people are craving it, and it's going to be in demand. Well, this has been awesome. And Rebecca, thank you for your time today, talking with me about all of this. And we want to thank everyone who was listening for taking the time to hear about how hospitality influences on the residential experience. And if you'd like to hear more about the residential insights, be sure to check out Gensler.com. That was Gensler.com for more of the firm's research and insights. Thanks.